Good morning, Greg.
Morning, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Great.
I'm glad things are going to be taken care of today.
Yeah. Yes. And I can see John has already shared a document
Yes,
and made some edit in the CRs. So I'm glad that we can discuss it today.
me too.
Yeah.
Very much so. Morning, Vivek, or good evening, Vivek.
Good morning, Greg. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. I think the last meeting you skipped it, or we didn't have the chance to meet. And also, were you there in the last meeting on Monday?
I was, yes.
But that time I was not available. So it's been like for us, it's like 1 week back.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Long time. Glad to talk to you again, Vivek.
yeah, precious. So good morning, John.
And by the way, guys, the recording from Monday's session is up on the UB Sports channel if you want to check it out.
Yeah. Also, you have shared in the group, right?
The
Yeah.
link. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So Greg, a quick question. So did you have the time to go through the ATA application?
I'm sorry, which application?
The athletic trainer application we have completed.
Just like the first page, I really didn't get further than that.
All right. So just for your information, it's completely done and you can go through it. It's able to add the schedules, events, and the training groups. All those things are done.
Excellent. Yes, I'll check that out as soon as I can, which is as soon as we get off the call.
Yeah, sure.
Hello.
Yeah, Bino, good morning. Good evening there.
Hey, good evening. Good morning, Greg. Good morning, John.
I think John had some audio issues or something.
His computer's been acting up recently.
I feel so. He's being so silent since the call. Mm,
Vivek, do you want to start off by walking us through the apps, or?
yeah, sure. In the meantime, cannot hear me? No, John, not audible.
Cannot hear you, JD.
So in the meantime, while he connects, I can show you a quick demo of the AD application.
Great, please.
Let me know when you're able to see it. Yes. Yeah. So this will be the schedule screen where you could see the calendars, and also just like you said, you can add when you long press on here, you can create a schedule. Okay. Since it's a pastime, you cannot create there. So I'm going right now on 17th June. When I click on 3 p.m. directly
That's
it will.
better. Thank you. Yes, that looks better.
Yeah. So as you said, you could see the timeline of all the time here. And also when you long press on an empty screen, there automatically it will pop you to the create schedule page. So you can add a new schedule there.
Excellent.
So you can choose the training group like the KC Academy cricket group, cricket training. All day on 18th. Individual or team, you can select the team. So when you click on 18th, it will show you cricket training is there. So moving on to the next tab, it's the training groups here. This is how you're going to create a group. You can upload an image, title, description, the sport. Right now, we only show 3 category sports: tennis, basketball. Choose a country, via box name, Twitter page URL. Once you create it, this will be how your training group will be like. You will see able to see the members. You can add the events from here, but events is separate. So I'm just added an event there. KCA training, which is already scheduled on 6 a.m. So that is already there. You can see the Twitter feed of this KCA. It's a Kerala Cricket Academy. So their page is there. Also, videos has been also added. KCA training, this is the playlist, and out of which you can see video.
Does that video belong to the athletic training room, or does it belong to KCA training?
That belongs to KCA training,
Okay.
KCA Academy.
Will the training room itself have playlists and videos?
Yes, the training room has that.
Okay, good.
This is a training group, like so. This will be like a training group to the UB Sports app. So when the people visit the group, they will see all the videos of this training group. Like KCA, this is a playlist. Based on the playlist, they could say this is a playlist of KCA training. So this was all about the training session. So when you click on that, you will see all the videos of that. And this is one a cricket training video. And this is where you can add a club. So right now I added one cricket club that is based on the district. So it's one of the district here. So added a cricket club there and then invited people. I can edit the team and also invite people. Right now, there is no members under this group. So I have already invited people. So once I accept, they will be available for them. These are the other groups which created some test videos and all those things. And regarding the message also similar, you could add search any people from the UB Sports. Like I have already sent you a message to you like a few minutes back. So the message section, unread section, this is no inbox sections. So the notification is also similar. All the notifications will be there. And this is all about the notification. And this is all about the first milestone and second. So everything, the first milestone was the user profile and sessions. The second milestone was the creating groups, teams. And the third milestone was schedules and the messages. So was the fourth milestone, and fifth milestone was the notifications. So kindly go through the build, and now everything is completed. So it's up to you.
Okay, so you send me a message, and
Yeah.
will I get an email or notification for that? How does what
Yeah,
happens?
you will get right now that message. Obviously, Binu, I have a question. Right now,
Yeah.
will it show on the UB Sports app?
I think it is not. Yeah, it will. You will get a push message, but we will have to handle the redirections.
No, Binu, what I just posted a message to Greg, who's a UB Sports user, right? So he's not an athletic trainer so far. So he will receive that message in his UB Sports app, right? Like a normal
Yeah,
message.
he will get it. He will get it.
Yeah.
It as an in-app message.
And then
Yeah,
that'll be
yeah, so-
for me.
Yeah, you can check your UB Sports app. You will be receiving this message from.
Okay, good.
Greg, regarding the emails, we have not implemented it.
Okay, I just set up a MailChimp account. I set that up on, I sent that to the Slack account, so you can see it.
Yeah, I got it.
Can you guys hear me yet?
There you
This is
go.
John.
Yeah, John, it's clear.
All right. Hey, Greg, the MailChimp, I don't know that that actually gets integrated into the app. That's
Yeah,
used,
I don't know how emails get sent out either.
we use SendGrid from
Oh,
the
yes,
app.
of course.
MailChimp will be for like email blasts when we send to members, you know, like any kind of communication, bulk communication.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, good. Anyway, that's set up. I took care of that yesterday.
Yeah, John, if required, while during the sign up, we can send the user information to the MailChimp also. For that, we need to create a mail list. So
Correct.
that whenever a user signs up, we will have the list automatically populated. So if require a mail blast, we can directly do it from the MailChimp.
Correct. And if I'm not mistaken, during the migration, user accounts that are created in the new database during the migration will also be added to MailChimp so that we have a record of who to communicate the changes
Yes.
to.
Yeah, we
Right?
can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. So Greg, to clarify that, MailChimp, the only interface that we'll have is the ability to add or update email accounts that are in MailChimp. We
Right.
won't actually send mail from the app using MailChimp.
Okay,
Like those would all be processes that we do outside the app. Like typically a marketing person would create an email communication and then choose who to send it to from MailChimp.
yeah, you know, someone just said that HubSpot has that mail kind of system too. I'm checking that out too. It might be a little more intelligent price-wise. But we'll see.
Well, you want to make sure that it can integrate using an API or something like that. But
Okay,
my understanding is that these guys already have components and stuff that work with MailChimp.
okay, cool. Right, of course they do. Okay, cool. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, so Greg, please do have a find time and check the AD app and tell me your feedback on the Slack itself. That will be
All right.
wonderful.
Other question I have for you is
Yeah.
when you invite members of the team, they're also getting a push notification, right?
Yes,
All right, good.
yeah, Binu, is that right?
Yes.
We are right now
Yes,
sending a
we-
notification.
Yes,
right?
we will be sending a push.
Yes.
Excellent.
So if you want to send an email, then I think maybe you could get a SendGrid account to us. I think I don't know. It's already SendGrid.
Vivek, we are
is-
having a SendGrid. We are having a SendGrid account.
Sure. Then that's wonderful. Then we could send an email to them through that.
Yeah.
So I think the major thing which was pending on the last call was the AD app discussion. I think the demo is done. Now it's up to you, Greg. You can have a look and let us know the feedback of it. And also, as I already mentioned, this app is not fully completed. You know, the part in UB Sports to be completed. Only then UB Sports AT app will be fulfilled. because the part in UB Sports, the people like you need to see all the groups, like the KCA group which I created should be seen from the UB Sports app. So that part is pending. So once you say it's good, we can start that work, then we will start it. And so I think, we can move to the second phase of this call, like the discussion about the migrations. John is here, so maybe we can start that.
Yes. Yeah, John, I have checked the fields. Most of them are pretty helpful. So you have mentioned that you have made some changes in the document also. I didn't actually get the time to check it recently.
The change request document?
Not the change request document, the migration Excel sheet.
The only changes I made were during our call.
Okay.
When we clarified
then it
certain-
is okay. Then it is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Vivek, we need to discuss with the Milan also on how we need to approach the migrations. That is the only thing pending from us, and that
Yeah,
we
okay.
can do by tomorrow itself. And then we are
Sure.
good to go with proceed the migrations.
Understood. I think we know that we could have an offline discussion. Maybe
Yeah.
after this call or by tomorrow, we can have a discussion. Let us let we know of Greg and John about that.
Mhm.
So, John, do you have anything to add on for Binu?
no, well, I'm just really waiting for, the feedback.
Understood.
There's a lot of, thinking that he has to put into it to come up with it. I understand that. So I'm just waiting on his feedback. I'm kind of guessing he may end up with some questions, or maybe there's options on how to handle certain things, and he'll want to discuss that before we finalize it. So, I'm just waiting for that feedback, to go forward.
Sure. I'm sure Binu will help you out for that, and we all. I think Binu will be after our discussion. Maybe Binu will be able to do that on our next call itself.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, just FYI, I won't be available Friday.
Mhm.
I don't know if you'll have everything by tomorrow. I would be surprised if you were kind of done going through the migration scripts and figuring the estimate and stuff by tomorrow. But Friday I'm unavailable, just so you know.
Understood. Anyway, we will have a discussion right after this call, a small discussion, and we will have a detailed discussion by tomorrow since it's pretty late here. So we will have a detailed discussion tomorrow, and we will let you know the status when we can deliver. Since we are aware that you are not available on Friday, we will try to give it by tomorrow. But unless because right now we cannot say that. Only after the discussion we could say the date. So if it's not done by tomorrow, then we will give you by Monday.
Okay, fine.
So I think that's all for today's call agenda, as we discuss the two things, the ETR flow, which I need to show, and also the discussion on the migration. So
Vivek,
I think that's all.
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, Jeevan.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
We need to have a discussion on the changes, that has been made in the CR document by John, because
Yeah.
it seems to be a serious concern from their end. So I think it needed to be addressed.
Sure.
Yeah. So John, can we please share that CR document, if possible? John or Vivek, because I'm not
it's
using my
on.
laptop right now.
It's the same one you guys put on Google Docs.
Yes.
Yeah, Jibin, if you could not able to present, please share me the link in the Skype. So
Yeah,
that I can start.
I'll do that. I'll do that right now. Just a sec.
While he's doing that,
Um,
I have a request. There
Sure,
are
John.
there are multiple email messages that are sent by the system, invitations, validating your email address, a forgot password email, things of that nature. Can you send me examples of those emails so that I can review the content of the emails? There's two things I
Okay.
specifically want to check in all the emails. One is I want to make sure they're in compliance with the US laws, such as having a street address and a physical street address and things like that, as well as the text of the messages to make sure that what we're saying to the members and the users is appropriate. So I don't know if you want to just trigger them to be sent as an email to me, or if you want to create a PDF of one of the emails. You know, I don't really care how you send them to me or how I get them, but I want to be able to review all of the email messages that are being sent by the system.
Okay, John, I am having the HTMLs with me, so I can share you the HTML so that you can open it in your browser and verify it.
Okay, yeah, very good. I will also probably, I don't know if the HTML includes some of the metadata for the message, such as, you know, the sender, the subject, things of that nature. But I will be reviewing those things too.
Okay. Yeah, Vivek, you can continue.
Yeah, I'm taking out, just give me a moment. Okay. This is the sheet, right?
Yeah, that's what I edited.
Okay.
I put my initials after the comments that I updated.
Mhm.
So line 2, I just wanted to note that, you know, we already said that was kind of a high priority.
Yeah.
But the opt-outs, you know, there are some compliance issues that we need to address and make sure that we can accommodate those regulations, at least here in the United States. Line number 16, the deep linking. This is essential, not necessarily for a regulatory or legal reason, but it's going to be critical for our marketing efforts once the site is released.
Okay.
And I added 4.
John, I have a question regarding that. Since
Yep.
deep linking in the sense of like the links that is already there in the UBsports website to be redirected to the mobile application.
Yes, correct.
Okay, wonderful. So apart from that, only the post and all those things, or is there anything like an invitation or something like that?
Is there any what? I'm sorry.
I said like if you're receiving an invitation link by your email or something, when you click on that link, should that redirect to the mobile application?
Well, yes. If I open the email on my laptop,
Okay.
the link should take me to the website. If I open the link on a mobile device or a tablet, something, a device on which the app is installed,
Okay.
it should take me to that page within the app, provided.
Yeah,
Now,
understood.
I don't believe that the app has any public pages. So the complication in that situation, in that use case, is that I would be required to log in first. So I would click the link on my phone or tablet.
Okay.
I would be given a login screen. I would log in, and then I
Mhm.
would see that content.
Okay.
I'm not sure that that's the most desirable thing. That's the most desirable process, because if we're marketing something to someone and saying, oh, here's a special offer just for you, we don't necessarily want to force them to log into the app. So
Okay.
what I do see as a secondary piece to this is that we will somehow need to have the ability to create public pages, public screens that are accessible via the mobile app without logging in. That's a more long-term requirement. Right now, I want to be able to get the deep linking for our marketing people.
Okay.
And then secondarily address kind of that, how do we put some publicly accessible pages within the mobile app?
Understood. So for that, I think the link should be generated from the mobile app. Like if I'm reading a post on ambassador content or something, I need to share. I can share that URL to any platform. So when other user clicks on that link, it will redirect to the mobile app on the particular exactly the same screen, which I believe the same post.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. So the problem is we
I mean,
cannot.
I'm not. Let me clarify. I'm not as concerned right now about sharing things.
Okay.
The big thing is that if we send an email communication to 10,000 people that says, check out this special offer that we have for you. We want to be able to, we'll have a page on the site that will talk about this offer and why they should, take advantage of this offer. So it's more of a marketing communication. It's going to be a static page. It's not really necessarily going to have any user or admin content on it. So it's going to be say, here, buy these shoes 50% off just for today.
Okay.
So there will be a page created on our site that will promote that sale or that offer. So my focus is more on that type of effort than it is with sharing a video or inviting someone to the site or something. Once these apps and the site are live, our marketing people, including Greg, are going to want to send communications to a bunch of universities, to multiple people. So there might be a few hundred people, maybe a couple thousand people. And it's going to say, we've relaunched our site. Come check what it's all about. And we're going to have a page a landing page that when they click the link, they're going to get this landing page that encourages them to investigate the site more, to sign up or something. We may even give someone a free trial for 7 days or something like that. So that's my focus for the deep linking right now. It's more from a marketing and effort to build our user base than it is for content sharing and things of that nature.
Yeah, understood. So what you said is I totally understand. Like it should be a website. We need to add a public page in the website itself. Like that link when they share, they could see that link that shows the offers and all the description in the mobile in the website, as well as we need the ability to show that particular page in the mobile app if the user is not signed in. So so that he could see that offer web view. Like in web view, we can show it out. But as you said, there will be no interaction, just need to show that offer. And if they click on visit the website, it will redirect them to the UB Sports website, right?
Correct.
Okay. I think that's possible, not a problem. But regarding the sharing of blog items, like you said, when you click on a blog and when you click share a link, when you click on it, it should redirect to the particular blog in the app only if the login is done. In that case, we have to generate the links from the mobile applications. We could use some of the services, the deep linking services like Branch.io or Firebase Dynamic Links are there. So I think Firebase Dynamic Links is more suitable since we are using a lot of Firebase services. We could use the Firebase Dynamic Links.
Yeah, and you know, if somebody is sharing content on the site,
Okay.
I don't see like that content doesn't need to be shown prior to the user logging in. In other words, if I share a video, typically
Okay.
for me to see that video, I might have to be a member of the group or something. So I don't see it as really being a problem that if I share content with Greg, that Greg clicks the link and has to log in first. Okay, like that to me is acceptable.
Okay.
It's really the marketing pages where we don't want to force someone to log in to see the page.
Sure. Yeah, understood. Totally got it. So since we need to secure it also, we need them to log in the session or make them to register to see the content.
All right, so if that's clear, then there were 4 other things that I added, which are after line 17.
Okay. 17 is ATF.
Yeah, so it's the next 4 after that. So advanced user profiles. This is some work that our team has been working on for a couple months now, although we haven't really, we've kind of forgotten about it over the last 4 weeks or so. But this is the profile walkthrough that as someone goes to create their profile, it gets more in depth with, okay, what's your role? You know, and if they're a coach, what team, what league, what level are they? That kind of thing. If it's an athlete, it would lead into their detailed sports profile, which would have things like their height, their weight, how fast they can run, how high they can jump. So that's what I mean by advanced user profiles. So
like a resume of the athlete.
yes. So, and also, for example, if it's like a athletic trainer, you would ask specifically what sports it might be. If they're a fitness trainer, we would be asking what disciplines. Is it Pilates or yoga or whatever? And we would ask like locations, where do they work, etc. So it's all of the advanced user profile data that we want to collect for the various types of users that we have. So that's something that we're going to have to add in at some point. We'll have to prioritize this along with everything else. But that was missing from this list. The next item, I guess it would be 19, is the sports hierarchy and categories. This is based off of the revised sports list that Greg provided us a few days ago. You know, I kind of reviewed it a bit, and and in conversations I've had with Greg, it looks like we'd like to ultimately build a hierarchy for sports, so that when someone is choosing a sport that they're involved with or a favorite sport, I would, for example, be able to say football, and I could pick just well, football is a bad example because it's soccer versus American football, etc. So let's say we're talking basketball. So I would be able to choose like a top level category and say basketball. And then it would give me some options for, lack of a better term, I'll call them subcategories. So there's full court, or what would be regular basketball. Then there's 3-on-3 basketball. There's wheelchair basketball, donkey basketball, different things of that nature. So there would be different types. If you, another example, and this might be a better example, is if I pick track and field as the top level category, I would then get running, individual running sports, relay running, shot put, javelin, jumping, etc. So there's a breakdown of the types of track and field that you have. So from what I can see right now, without having spent a lot of time with it with Greg, is I'm almost thinking that we need at least 3 levels, three levels in this hierarchy of sports. Ultimately, from a interface perspective, I think we don't want to really complicate it for the user and show them, for example, 3 drop-down fields. What we would like is kind of like the ability for them to use one search field. And if I type in track and field, or just the word track, it's going to show me the top level category, and it will show me all the subcategories, kind of anything that matches. But the idea is that ultimately, I think we want to build out this hierarchy for our sports. It's a little too complex to make that change with this release. So that's why I added this to the CR document, so that we can look at how this is going to affect us.
In fact, that requires some research too on how you are going to categorize and how the hierarchy should be. Like, you have to include like volleyball, you can consider it's beach volleyball. There are different kinds of volleyball, so something like that. So we have to think on all sports, all categories, and also finally we have to verify how many categories is the maximum which the hierarchies, what levels, 1, 2, 3, how many levels we need to be. So after that only we could practically inject that to the database and have to make a UI for that.
Yeah, and I also imagine that the category to subcategory relationship may be a many-to-many relationship. In other words, I might have a sport that might, like a sub-sport like running, which I might put under track and field, but I might also have under another sport as well.
Sure.
So I don't envision it being, simply just a singular relationship, a one-to-one. I do envision that it's going to be a many-to-many type relationship.
Understood. Totally got it. So one can falls in the different categories.
Yeah. Yes. And of course, I haven't clearly thought through the whole process. And if we have a 3-level hierarchy, can you have a many-to-many from the top level to the 3rd level? I'm not sure exactly how that will work out. That's going to take some real thought as to what the sports are and how we want to, the whole organization is going to drive what the requirements are going to be. So that's something on our plate. Now, with that,
I think we need to create 2 kind of tables or something like that, like sports or the categories. Basically, we have to define all the 200, something like 200 sports. Then we need to create a category, and we can select all these categories based on that. Just visionizing it, like in that case, we could the hierarchy is not important. Like, we can add the reference of the sports table reference and as a foreign key to many of this category table. So one can fall in many categories. So in that case, the base table will be the sports table, and the categories can include any kind of sports, and multiply each sports can fall in different categories. So that won't be a problem, I think so. And we can fetch it by based on the categories, and this categories will fall in all sports. I think we can have a detailed. I will have a detailed discussion with Binu regarding this, so we will figure it out. Before that, we need to see the data. So only then we could plan according.
Right. Now, with that said, what we are looking at for the current migration that we're planning,
Mhm.
we are going to want to revamp the names of the sports. We're
Okay.
still going to use, one table for the sports as we
Okay.
have it planned, but we want to rename some of our sports so they fit into this kind of general vision for categories. So right now, for example, we might have a sport called jazz dance, and we might have a sport called modern dance. And we're going to revise those to be dance dash modern jazz, dance dash ballet. So that way, alphabetically, in a single list of sports, all of the dance type disciplines or sports will kind of show up together, and it'll be easy for a user to see them. So
Sorting.
to repeat that, the current migration that we're doing, we're not going to take the sports as is. Ultimately, what I'm going to provide you is a list of these are the existing sports in the database now, and this is what we want them to be called after
Okay.
the migration. So
Binu, you have any question regarding that?
No, John. So we will have to wait for the migrations to be done, or we can do it later.
yeah, I mean, we can manually update those sports afterwards, but it should be done, as part of the migration. Whether you do it within the scripts or we do it manually afterwards, to me, it doesn't matter how we do it.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, I
Greg,
think that's
Greg, for you, you need to, I know you were working on the sports and the categories, but the one thing that we need from you, and I can work with you on this, is we want to figure out the naming convention for the sports once the new apps and site are launched. And that's the list that we're going to have to give to Banu to implement that stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to get that done as soon as possible because obviously we don't want to confuse people on the site.
Moving on, the next item that I added was the parental approval process.
Okay.
This came up in our discussion on Monday. I don't know if we have time to discuss this now.
Sure.
But we do need to talk about the parental approval process. I think Greg's expectation was that was part of the initial release. So we need to kind of resolve that. That will probably be, if it's not part of the initial release, that will probably be the first thing that we have to get done after the release. Because we have some, I don't know how often they use the site or whatever, but we have some members who are under age 18, and we need to make sure that we're in compliance with that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So maybe we set up another meeting prior to next Wednesday to
Sure.
really kind of dive in and address the parental approval process and stuff like that. I do know that we sent you a document via Slack quite a long time ago, early in the development process, that described the parental approval process. So there is something for you to review as far as what the requirements are, what the expectations are, and what needs to be done with regard to that. And then the last thing I added was cookie settings. You know, I'm going to be pushing Greg, who doesn't probably see this as a number one or the highest priority, but to craft a new privacy policy, one that's more in line with, you know, today's standards and expectations. But we will have to build in cookie settings that are customized for each individual visitor to the site. If you visit European websites, for example, or websites of companies that do business in Europe, you're probably well aware that it pops up and says, here's the types of cookies. There's functional cookies, there's tracking cookies, there's analytics cookies, there's whatever. So we need to have that kind of a system put in place because our audience is going to be international, and we need to comply with, you know, there may be other laws in other countries, but the most restrictive that I'm aware of are in the EU.
European EULA agreements and all those. The recent privacy policy updates, cookie European policies we're aware of. I think Binu, you have a comment on that? I think we are planning to do that, right?
John, right now, I think we are using only the session cookies, which is automatically set from the React or the Node part.
Yes, correct. And even if that's the case, once we implement these cookie settings, I think we should still, like, even if all we're using is what's generated by the system and the device itself, we should still build that out to support the additional things. For example, you know, we are going to be putting ads from Google onto our site. We are going to be putting retargeting tags on our site. So when someone finds our site via an ad word, for example, that we can track that. So even if we are not using certain types of cookies, I still want to have our system offer that up as a setting so that when we do implement it, we know what that user's preference is. The privacy policy would in fact identify in detail the types of cookies that we use. So if we aren't using tracking cookies or analytic cookies yet, you know, that would be mentioned in the privacy policy, even though the user would be able to turn them on or off. I do know that we have Google Analytics set up for the site. So I do know that there are tracking cookies within the website now. So, you know, even though you feel that we're only using the session cookies, that's not particularly true. Once you add Google Analytics to the site, you've got trackers on your site. So in any case, the concept here is that I want to build out that the ability for users to choose their cookie settings. I want to get Greg to revise the privacy policy to be much more modernized and to match kind of what the user's expectations are. You know, the privacy policy that we have on the site now is, if there even is one, is, you know, at least 5 years old. So I don't think it meets today's standards. And I'll be pushing Greg to write that and craft that, probably with legal advice. So those are the things that I added. I don't know if we're in a position to prioritize them. I know that Greg kind of needs to review these with the rest of the team to come up with what some of the priorities are. I know that he and I need to discuss some of these things as well before he makes decisions. So those are the changes that I made to the doc.
Sure, totally get it. So some of them make sense and pretty required. I think the cookie settings is very mandatory since you have an audience from Europe, then definitely that should be a problem. So yeah, something which I think Binu will have a look on that. And regarding the other profiles, like you said, the advanced user profile is very clear, like the resume for the each athlete. So my question is that do we only want to create a advanced user profile only for the athletic and fitness trainer users or all the UB Sports users?
It would be for every user.
Okay, understood. And also the regarding sports hierarchy categories, you will be providing the list, right? So based on that, we need also the category list will also be provided from your end.
Correct.
Okay, sure. And regarding the deep linking, like I said, what I thought is right now only opening the public URL. Like you said, there should be a public page that should like advertise the elements which need users' attention or something like that, and also ability to load the post contents when they click on the link. It should redirect to the mobile app and open it the application. If the app is not authenticated, then it should redirect to the login page.
Correct.
Understood. So apart from that, these are the things like you mentioned. It's pretty clear, and we will definitely make up in the CR of the phase 2. This will be the priority list. This will be in our priority list for sure.
All right. So I don't have any other comments or anything else to discuss at this point.
Okay. So Greg, you have anything where we need to prioritize this list, and based on that, we need to make a decision like what are the things which we need immediately take place after the launch for the phase 2 of the website as well as the mobile app. Like John said, there are some things that is pretty important. Apart from that, do you have anything else to add from this list to be the priority number 1?
If I were going to pick the priorities, I think the ad services, the video streaming platform obviously is critical since everything's video these days. And then those last 6 things, the FT app module, AT app module, and then as far as the last 4 that we put in there, obviously we're going to have to nail the sports because we do need to know what a person's favorite sports are when they sign up and then they start building their profile. Parental approval process really is, to me, it's a critical and sort of a no-brainer. I think by all laws, we need to have restrictions as to when a kid under 17 joins, who's involved to watch over them. And the cookie settings is really important. And I think John's right that we have to nail the privacy policy, and I'll work on that in the next couple of days as well. But those last 7 things to me are the most important ones right now.
So regarding parental approval, I think since it was in previous discussion, just for the clarity, I want to know. So this is something like if I'm a person who is a kid, like below 16 years or 18 years, I try to sign up, and there should be an option that who is the person or I need to link the parent from the UB Sports community or
get his email or get their email rather. And
if they're not part of the UB Sports community, you would invite them to the community.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But the invite would not be like the same invite that you get when you normally invite. It's going to be in the content. would be geared to a parent saying, your child so-and-so has invited
Okay.
you to the site. Because he's of a certain age, we need your approval. So you have to sign up and grant approvals to monitor his stuff or not monitor, et cetera. So the content it's not a standard invite.
Okay.
that a
Okay,
user-
understood. So John, I have a question. So whether that parent we should send them an invite to join the website, or just want the approval of the kid to be joined in the app? So only that they will be having a button like do you approve or disapprove, something like that. Once based on that, the kid's registration will be completed. If he's disapproved it, then the kid not able to continue, right?
That is essentially correct. There are variations because if they're under 13, there are certain requirements that are different than if they're age 13 to 17.
Okay.
So under 13, the parental involvement is mandatory. If they're 13 to 17, it's optional. The parent can choose not to monitor, not to have to approve.
Okay.
So there are some variations based on the specific age.
Also, I have a
And there's-
question.
And there's
Yes.
different, there will be different levels of approval. For example, a parent may want to approve all friend requests, but may not want to approve user updates to their profile. Okay, or may not want to approve video postings. So there is some specific targeted areas for approval that a parent may want to retain approval for, and others that they may relinquish to the child.
So the parent definitely should be registering with UB Sports. Only then he will be able to control it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, John, it will be helpful if we can document all these requirements in a doc so that we can use it for integration.
Definitely, we need to sit and discuss the complete flow. Like I said, the parental control is very crucial, as you said, and it should be very like a kid can post any email as his parent. He can send his on another email, and he can just send that link, and he can just authorize. So, what are the things which we mentioned? How we are going to authorize it in the proper way.
Yeah,
I hope John, you got my point, right? So kids these days are very intelligent, and they can bypass, or they can add their secondary email as the parental email, and they can have those approval.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be a secondary email. I mean, that's conceivably a reasonable solution, but until
what I was saying is the kids can use their own email as a parental represent as their own email as their parent email. So obviously we have been sending that link to their email, so they can have the access to that email, and they can have the approval, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like you're talking about a situation where a child wants to pretend they're their own parent.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's I mean, you could prevent the system from having the parent email be the same as the child's email. And there's other ways. I mean, children are crafty these days. Like,
yeah,
it's not inconceivable that a child will set up 2 different Gmail accounts, and they'll use one for their profile and one as a parent's profile. So
yes,
like there's a lot of ways that children can get around it, but the thing is, from our perspective, is we have to put in place processes that comply with at least the United States child protection laws, which are what COPPA, C-O-P-P-A stands for. It's Child Online Protection and Privacy Act.
Okay.
And I'm sure that there are some laws in other countries that deal with minors and children as well. And I know that we can't stop, children from pretending to be their parent in every scenario. But as long as we've implemented the processes for it to work, if a child does something that's malicious and they have a second email that they use and pretend they're their parent, we can't accommodate that.
Yeah, the terms and conditions that they check actually do say that we expect you to be honest with that stuff. And if the person has clicked those, no matter what age they are, we're protected.
Yes.
According to my lawyer.
So the bottom line is that we recognize that there are ways for it to be defeated, but we do have to have the process in place,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, all right. So that's clear. So since we cannot do much about that, we will approve. We will have this similarly what you discussed. That the child should enter if he's under age of 13 or he's under 18. There will be another field like please enter your parents' email, and that should be validated. And we will send an invite. And he need to join the UB Sports as well as after that whether if he joined the UB Sports, then that makes him the child to be the registration process of the child be proceeded further, and based on the parent will have the ability to control his child contents, like you said, the video upload, the friend requested, all those sections will be accessible by the parent.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the other things long term is that when a child is putting in all of their athletic statistics, how high can I jump, how fast can I run, how far can I throw, that kind of thing, that the parent will be able to view their child's profile and all of that data that the child enters. The parent will be able to modify it or enter data and could put that stuff in for the child. And regardless of who enters the data for that child's profile, if the child logs in, they should see the changes that the parent made. And if the parent logs in, they should see the changes that were made by the child, whether or not they have to approve them. So I almost envision this like the parent will have the ability basically to impersonate the child when they're logged into the site. That's kind of the way I'm envisioning that. And the other comment I have, and this is more for Banu, is when you looked at the migration criteria that we talked about on Monday, when we were dealing with user accounts, there were some special requirements based on the user's age, whether they were under 13 or under 18. And that's why those particular requirements were put in. Like if they're under 13 and there's no parental email or no parental ID, we don't want to migrate that user because it's a child that never got approval. So that was why there were some of those requirements based on users' ages in the migration document.
Okay.
All right, so that I think is it for me. I don't know if Greg
Yes,
has
John,
anything
please.
else.
Yeah, one thing that I'm seeing is that in your number system here, you have video progress tracking and management and in between ads. That also is important, but I would expect that to be a part of that number 15, video streaming.
video streaming in a small level, or we can start it like just right now we are adding the playlist, only the links. We can like you see it in the AT application, we are started uploading the videos like a playlist, something like it similar, a small scale, or you want a fully fledged video streaming platform?
We're actually going to need a real full-fledged video streaming platform throughout the site, and the database that's the file system that's holding those videos should be consistent, so that we'll be able to draw them. The individual trainer will be able to draw them, put them in different places, and the people who have rights to access them can access them from either the site or the individual app that they're on. For the way we have it set, the way we've ended up setting it up is that the FT and the AT apps really are only for the trainers, and everyone else is accessing these the videos and all the rest of the content from the UB Sports app, right, or the UB Sports site. And so we have to make sure that crosses over smoothly, that when you have that set up on the AT app in particular, which you just showed us today, that the users on the UB Sports app can see as much as they need to see to be informed on that side, including the videos.
You want content to channelize, so something like that, like we discussed earlier, the FT app, when we completed similarly will be having, like I said earlier, FT app will introduce the video platform when we do this, the FT app module for the UB Sports. There will be, like I said, the video center will be available for the UB Sports as well. So where the fitness training videos, which will be a paid one, will be shown up near to in that module. So we discussed as per that will be a start, and later if you want, and the people in UB Sports can upload a video for free, or are they paid one?
That's good. That's good.
I don't think they're paid. They're
okay,
not paid.
that's something like a YouTube. Like this is not like FT app. That is a paid training videos, and this anyone can upload their skills and training videos in from UB Sports. So that will be categorized as a public and free video too, or based on the streaming, right?
Yeah, the AT app is something special because that is really set up for the clients of the athletic trainers, not for the general public. So we do have to have some ability to say that the stuff that shows up on the AT app.
I think they'll end up being specific permissions. Right. So an athletic trainer ultimately will be able to upload a video and say, this is for my clients only, or this is available to the public. So I think ultimately there will be specific permissions that the user can assign to a specific video. That would be the correct long-term answer.
In fact, we are adding that for the FT app. While creating a video, that we will be providing that this should be visible to all. This will be go to the group members, or the group, not the group members, but the studio members. That's already done in the FT app.
Good.
Right. So the same concept will apply. The other thing I want to comment on is I can see the streaming platform. First off, we recognize it's a pretty significant effort, and whether we ultimately choose a custom built platform or we use a white label platform such as YouTube or Vimeo is not out of the question. I think if Greg had his choice, he would want a total custom solution, but I do not think that we should discount paying like a YouTube or a Vimeo for a white label version, because they have almost every tool that we would want. I also can imagine this being a large enough scope that we could implement a third-party solution like YouTube or Vimeo as phase one, and phase two would be building our own custom platform. So we are not necessarily committed to custom or third party, or doing a hybrid, or doing it in a phased approach. So I don't think we should let that constrain us as we consider the solutions that we want to use for this feature.
In fact, I was saying that earlier, since video streaming is not a simple task, and it is a vast concept, like earlier I said. So we might need to split it that into a further phase one phase. So definitely we can, instead of using a Vimeo, and we should definitely start in the phase one, we should start with our own platform. I think we might need to take a CDN server for that, and we can start uploading videos to that, and we can start streaming from that basically. But we need to further, it's not ideal to use all the functionalities. Like the first important thing is the ability to view, right? So we can provide the ability to view and the views. Later we could start adding the interactive sessions with the video streaming player, something, because we need the videos upcoming and people should see that. Later we could integrate that. Like I have seen John's vision and the video, like integrating ad to that, all those things. But that is something which we need to do by process. My suggestion would be, initially we should only focus on the video upload and the video streaming for the UB Sports users. Like we can upload, any user can upload a video to our CDN, and the CDN will upload this video and convert that into a CDN streaming URL. And we can use that in our application. People can watch in a normal video player. They could see that as a video. So basically after that, we could start implementing the counts, because we have that video, right? So based on, we can add the ability to viewing count, favoriting, the number of views, all those things. Initially, we can build by something like that. So that would be an ideal solution for a big concept like video stream. So
one of the things also that I think is really important on this is that we're able to have a directory that crosses over wherever we get the videos provided from. It could be we're taking some videos from YouTube, some videos from Vimeo, some videos from other providers, but the directory itself is collecting all of the video links, so that the directory might have, let's say it's a tennis forehand video from Vimeo, a tennis forehand video from YouTube, and then a tennis video from our own uploaded videos. But they also show up on that same directory, so that basically when someone's searching, they're having the opportunity to look at all of those. I think that would make our offering very unique. I don't know anyone else who's doing anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the source of the video is totally independent from what videos are made available to users and members.
Yes, right, John.
Right. Also, Greg, you made a comment about taking line item 5, the video progress tracking.
Yes.
And that should be combined with the video streaming. I disagree with that.
Okay.
I believe that the video progress tracking on its own was, for example, if somebody's watching a video, we want to know that they watched 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%.
Right.
So we can monitor the drop off, like what videos are people like. There's a difference between a video that everybody views 90% of versus a video that everybody views only 10% of. And you can use that kind of tracking to know what videos are popular, what videos are trending, which provides value as you rotate through videos or suggest videos for different members.
Absolutely.
So the progress tracking is something that's relatively simple to do regardless of the platform that you're using. So I don't want to combine them because it's conceivable that we can implement the progress tracking even before we finalize what our ultimate streaming platform will be.
I totally agree.
Okay, so they should remain as separate items. And if we happen to do them together, that's fine. But I believe that they're individual tasks, they're individual features, and they should remain separate.
Okay, I agree with you, John. Definitely. Can we talk about the chat, that item 6?
Yeah.
Is that going to be like a messaging, a real-time messaging where people can be in different places and chat with each other like we have, texts on our phones?
We can actually introduce a chat, real-time chat, that's for sure. But that will be, we might need to take a service like QuickBlocks or SendGrid. There are some chat services they are offering. QuickBlocks is one of the services which we could. There are numerous other services like Firebase Chat is there. There are some chat applications which offer this SDKs, so we could use them. We can have a real-time chat if possible, and people could start communicating like a, individual chats.
That's I was actually first asking what you meant when you put down chat in there, but that would be fantastic. You can do that.
Yes, actually, but I'm not sure. Actually, these are something Milind took a note while you had your earlier discussion. So this is something you might need to describe. Actually, this is something CR from your perspective. From that, we keep note of these points as we discussed in our earlier meetings. From that, Milind extracted these are the CRs from our future earlier discussion. So. This is just one word. So maybe this. I thought this like a real-time chat. In that case, we might need to use like a social media chat, something similar to that. Members of UB Sports can chat in real time.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I think we should stay with that concept. It's really, really smart.
Okay. So for this, I think we might need to take services like QuickBlocks or some other services, and we might to subscribe. Then it obviously based on the billing is based on the user. So if you have a large user base, there will be we can take a separate package. You might already have QuickBlocks. It's QuickBlocks, and you can go through it and you can see the pricing. So it offers a real-time chat. It has online offline capability. All those functionalities there. Lasting time is there, so people can chat. So that will be the functionality. I'm hoping that is the functionality you meant at that time.
It most likely was.
I think during the initial discussions, we were discussing about a group chat where members of the group can chat with each other.
Okay. Yeah, Binu, but is that a group real-time chat or?
It was a real-time chat. It was a real-time chat based out of some SDKs like QuickBlocks.
Okay, understood. So then that's fine. Even QuickBlocks has the ability for group chat. So something like a community, we already have a groups, right? So we can introduce a chat system there where the group members can communicate themselves. Some event is coming up and they can just start discussing on that, like the Friday soccer event. The group members, there is already a group in UB Sports, right? So we will be providing a chat. So all the members can get in and start chatting themselves in that group regarding any topic. So it will be like a group chat.
That's great. And they would be pushed on that chat will be pushed push notifications onto the person's phone.
Yeah, sure, we could do that. If there is a push, if there's a chat appears, then we can implement that into a push service too.
Cool. Excellent. That's really cool.
Okay, but that will be you need to prioritize. That should be on the phase 2 immediately on the immediate basis,
Agreed.
because that will require some time to build it out.
And also we
rega-
require some people on the site. So we have some time on that one.
Yeah, sure. Also, the video streaming platform will also take some time.
Okay. As long as we can start loading, start loading the directory with the other providers, with YouTube and Vimeo and other providers videos, that's fine.
Okay, so one more question. Are we using our own streaming, or we are using Vimeo and YouTube for this?
To start off with, we have to use the other providers.
Okay.
Do you have they will require us to use their players. But as we develop our own system, we're going to have
Okay.
our own player, of course.
So the source of the video can also be, we can implement the YouTube search, and you can also implement the, people are searching for games like badminton. So something like keyword badminton, and all the YouTube videos regarding badminton will be shown there.
Well, what happens, with YouTube and Vimeo is that you're on the player, on their in-house player on our site. It sits there on our page. And then it does ask you it'll show you a bunch of thumbnails from their directory and say, what do you want to see next? And then you can search and all that right on that player. But what we need to do is make sure that we have a directory, again, a ubiquitous directory that actually allows us to have a link to the Vimeo, YouTube, and other providers' videos, so that our directory it really supersedes theirs and is bigger than theirs, because we're drawing from a bunch of different providers.
Well, hold on a
If you-
second. I need to have you clarify something, Greg.
Yeah.
If someone is searching for badminton videos,
Right.
we're not just going to do a search of YouTube and list out every badminton video from there.
No, God, no, we couldn't do that.
It's only the videos that have been posted on our site
Yeah. The ones
Okay.
that
that
we've noted-
come from
noted as-
YouTube.
Right, exactly. Just the ones that we've already noted as important, and that are, the ambassador says you should see this video, or puts it into their playlists.
Oh,
So-
so the video source is from the YouTube channel of UB Sports, right?
Yeah, the UB Sports
not-
directory will link to the.
No, hold on. Let's reset here.
Okay.
When somebody uploads a video or adds a video to the site, they may actually upload a video from their own device.
Okay.
Or they may put in like an embed code from YouTube or a URL from YouTube,
Right.
something along those lines.
Okay.
So those videos actually don't get posted and saved on our servers. They're just links to external content.
Correct. Yes.
So
Yeah.
the directory that Greg is talking about, that when someone searches for a specific video, the results of that search will choose only videos that are in our database, whether it's a video that's been uploaded to our server,
Okay.
a video that is linked from YouTube or some other source. So that's what Greg is referring to. We
Yes.
don't want to pull from a UB Sports channel. We
Okay.
don't want to do a general search from YouTube.
Okay.
It's only things that have been posted to our site. And Greg just wants to make sure that videos that are uploaded to our server versus videos that are linked out to YouTube
Okay.
show up in a consistent fashion, so that it's almost irrelevant to the user that it comes from our server or YouTube or whatever. Now, I know a YouTube video has a YouTube logo and all that stuff, and that's fine. But it should be one homogeneous directory of all the videos available on UB Sports,
That's correct.
regardless.
Thanks
of
for the clarification, John. I thought video streaming platform would be like, it's like a new concept. So I thought it will be like everything we are going to upload from the YouTube, and instead of a CDN, we are using YouTube. So that's clarified. So already we are uploading videos in the base of playlist. Like we are giving a video name. For each video we are uploading, we are giving a title name. So we can use that as a search parameter, and based on something like a gymnastics video I uploaded, that when you search gymnastics, then that video will be pulled out from our database.
Correct.
Right.
All right, thank you. So obviously we will have, like you said, we will have, since we are going to, right now in the UB Sports, we don't have the ability to upload our own video. We are only using the embed codes here. So in the phase 2, maybe we will be start uploading video from the, like I said, we are going to upload to a CDN, and we are using the CDN URL to stream it. So we can differentiate these kind of videos like UB Sports on video, and also the third party like YouTube videos or Vimeo videos. So we could, based on that, we could show people the streaming based on that.
Yeah, and the videos might even be hosted on, the India Olympic team website. It doesn't even have to be YouTube or Vimeo or a known video
Understood.
place. It's just some external source.
Okay. It should be, right now we are using only the embedded codes, but it can be an embedded code of any website, right? Like you said.
Correct.
Okay, right. So that's clarified. So right now we are going to, so all we have to do is collect all it together into one single point where we can only if we are uploading a video from a group, and they are be choosing that is only for the members or for the public. Only if it's that's a public, then people can see that on one video sender area where all these videos can come together.
Yeah, and I think that once we kind of define that platform, there's going to be additional things besides specific video stuff. For example, if I upload a video or link out to a video on YouTube, we're going to want to give the user the ability to add like keywords or tags.
Yeah.
Because a video might be related to running, but it might be related to an injury as well. Or how to rehabilitate after an injury. So we're going to want to ultimately do some metadata work of our own.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Like I said, we don't have the video right now. We are not using. We are the UB Sports app not uploading a video of their own. So like I said, this can be a first step for the video streaming. We can upload a video section where you can give it the title, you can give the description, you can follow the category of which sport. You can add, like you said, the keywords, like hashtags, all those things we can include. Also upload this video. So basically, when we start seeing these videos as a public videos, basically it will appear into like fall into. If I search cricket or if I search table tennis, then but the video is about how to. It's a tutorial for how to play table tennis. So I will say like a keyword is table tennis. So when I search table tennis, that video should appear also, but it has a different title. So something like that, right?
Correct.
Yeah, definitely, because we could do that. Right now we didn't have an upload video section in the UB Sports, so that can be added, and we can channelize all it together to one single area in the application called a video center or UB Stream or something like that, where you could bring out all the public videos. But the group videos will remain inside the group only. It will not come in that section, right? Did you get my question? What I was saying is, if a person who's uploading a video within the group, he said that his privacy should be within the group, then that video should not be coming into the public area of the video via video streaming platform or video streaming section. Yeah, it should not appear there.
Correct.
Okay.
what I would actually prefer is if when they're uploading, they have a choice. Is this just for my personal use, for the group, or for public consumption?
Yeah, definitely. That will be that. I think in the FTF we already done, but we will be adding that similar to the UB Sports, because right now we are adding only to the groups. Like this, the groups have the section like playlist, so that will be played only within the groups. But we will be adding another section called upload a video, so where they could upload. Also, if they want, like I said, they can add hyperlinks, the embed codes, and we can give a drop down if it's you are going to upload by your own, or you are going to paste a link, something like that. Based on that, we could do that.
Okay, good, very good.
John, you have any questions on that?
Yeah, I think it sort of goes without saying that actually the video that a person uploads outside of being an athletic trainer or a physical or a class trainer, and even theirs, but I could see anyone else who uploads a video would also want that to automatically be available to them in their personal profile, like on their personal page. Whether they want it on the group or for public consumption should be the questions that are asked. You know, do I want it in a group, and then which group, and then for the general public would be the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Got it. I think you're asking about building a social profile like Instagram is doing. Uploading the video of their, whatever the videos I'm uploading should be shown in my profile view, like the videos uploaded.
Right. And there's going to come a time where we're going to want another, I don't know if you want to start setting this up now, but there should be also one, a radio button only for, when we get to the recruitment side of things, only for coaches and recruiters. So that I'm starting to build a brag page for to get recruited. But that's, since we don't have that recruitment module set up yet, that's not necessary now.
Yeah.
But certainly, as soon as we turn that corner and get that module built or the app built, we're going to need that.
Yeah, I think that we can in the recruitment app we can use a separate upload. Obviously, it's a video we are going to, like an introduction video or something you're suggesting.
Yeah.
But that should not be shown up here. We can have a separate folder for that.
Right.
It is a part of, like we have already built an advanced user profile, so we could have an option like they could upload their introduction video in that advanced user profile, like they are uploading, entering all these statistics of their data. Along with that, they can have a resume and also about them. They can also upload an about video. So that will be stored in that user profile itself. So that will be once they are going, once we have a recruitment app, the profile will show up the introduction video of them.
Excellent. Good.
So,
that'll solve that problem. That's great.
Yeah. So John, you have any questions on the things which we discussed?
No. I'm good. I think I'm clear, and I think I got my comments made.
So
I picked them up, so we're good.
So like I said, we are going, so like I earlier said, you need to prioritize the list for the immediate phase 1. We could phase 2, sorry. Like I said, there are some things which you feel this is very, but as I said earlier, this is also very important. The AT app, and the AT app is much more important. The FT app is obviously we are going to build it. So right now we have completed the AT app. So the AT app module is pretty much indeed necessary, because only then the app is meaningful. Since we have completed the application, if you want to release it, then obviously UV Sports need to accommodate these changes in the UV Sports. Only then it will be ready for AT app release. Until then, we cannot release the AT app for sure.
Yep, understood.
Okay, that's clear. So I will please prioritize the list again, and please let me know. You can share it in the Slack we will have a look. And
All right, and I'll also,
Anyway-
put this.
anyway, I have some points to discuss with Binu regarding the parallel approval process and cookie setup and video streaming. We will have an offline discussion, and we will think about the way how we are going to do it.
Okay.
So unless you have anything else, we can conclude.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
And again, I'll move this. As soon as we get off, I'll start loading it on.
So Greg, I have a request. Kindly, can you share this sessions video, because we have discussed this, yes, right? So that will be helpful. Our thought on, yeah.
Yeah, and the
and
one
the
from
group
Monday
can-
is already up on YouTube, so you'll find it there too.
Sure. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
I
guys.
think that's all. So that was a wonderful session. We have discussed a lot of things. Please prioritize the list and please let me know what all the things. So Binu, you have anything else to add on?
No, Vivek, I'm clear on it.
Okay. So Jibin, you have anything else?
No, Vivek, I think we can call it a day. That's it.
Thank you. So Greg, it was nice, nice meeting. And John, it was nice. So see you shortly.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, guys. Great job.
Wish you guys a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
Very good. Thanks.
Have a great day to both of you. Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.